This is Fred from Metal Ops. Aaren. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm very fine. So can you introduce yourself, please? What do you do? Because you are for the band, if I'm right, MOLDER.
My name is Aaron Pankey. I play guitar and sing in the band Molder from Joliet, Illinois.
Okay. Okay. And yeah, you come from Sherwood, Illinois, Chicago, something like that?
Chicago suburbs, yes.
Suburbs. Okay. Okay. I have a joke to ask you because it's
Sure.
evident. Where is Scully?
Oh,
Ah,
funnily enough, I have never seen one single episode of X-Files in my entire life. It was a little bit before my time. I'm a little bit younger. And not that I'm uninterested, but the name does come from
yeah.
just like decomposition to rot away, you know. But yes, I'm not sure
Yeah,
where Scully is,
yeah,
unfortunately, that one.
yeah, but it's Mulder. Mulder. Okay,
Yes.
okay, well, okay. It was a bad joke. Okay.
No, that's
Yes,
okay.
Mulder exists since 2017. So in Shorewood, but you already three live albums and three studio albums with a new one. So very productive band. And why did you start with a live album like called Live at Cobra in 2018? Why in the discography? Why your first album? You wanted to make a bit like Mayhem? I don't know, a live album,
Um,
live
it
stuff.
was just a matter of being unsure when we'd actually have our first demo readily available. And we
Okay,
had done a show live together, and it was just a nice representation of putting the band out there, like in an old school kind of form. Here's a rehearsal slash live thing before you get the recorded form of it.
okay. No overdubs, no guitar Pro Tools on the live
No, no,
stuff.
that's just straight from the soundboard from Cobra Lounge in Chicago.
Oh, in Chicago. Okay, at home. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, it's interesting, but you are very productive. Three live album, and three studio albums in 7 years. It's big productivity. And you tour a lot. You play a lot. You are live band first. So
Absolutely. It's been a really cool 7 years.
and during the pandemic, you prepare new stuff because you couldn't tour. And maybe you have a lot of ideas of riffs. Maybe this was difficult to jam, 2 years together, but maybe you take profit of that if you were not ill, of course.
Correctly. For sure. That was our downtime to kind of really just focus on honing the sound, the craft, and just getting better at our, instruments and whatever else instead of focusing on getting out there and being on the road so much. So yeah, we had a lot of downtime and we definitely took advantage of that downtime.
Okay, okay. Just a question. I can see a lot of. You didn't put the artwork of the new stuff, the new album behind, but we can see your room, and in your house, and you can see a lot of stuff of Halloween. Did
Oh
you
yeah, definitely.
celebrate Halloween? Halloween, excuse me, Halloween.
Oh yeah,
Halloween.
absolutely. It's a favorite holiday around here. My
Ah, yeah.
partner and I live here in this apartment together. Most of the decor is theirs, not mine, but it's super cool, super rad. So it stays up all year round, not just for Halloween. Actually, we bring out a lot more stuff, and that stuff gets put away. But this is just the
Yes.
decor of the apartment here.
Okay, okay, but you didn't take classes, no, like you didn't take a phase
Oh yeah, no, we
the,
celebrated. Not on Halloween Day, but we have an event here in town, in our like little, I guess, town center here where they do a big parade and they do just a big extravagant event. It was like 20,000 people this year. It was
okay,
very, very big. Yeah.
okay, okay. In France, it's a bit different, but it's more the kids in France.
Oh yeah. I
But
mean, trick-or-treaters and
yeah,
kids
take a
dressing up
chance.
for sure, but this was like an adults event, for the town. It's a late night event where it's drinking and eating food and, whatever else, kind of like a carnival.
Yeah. Alors, so let's speak about the new album, third studio album,
Sure.
and just and about Halloween, etc. Horror movies. It's maybe it's inspired. It's big inspiration for you in your lyrics because the new stuff is called Catastrophic Reconfiguration, and so when you can see the artwork, very nice. We had horror movies, slash movies, etc. You know, old stuff, etc. Maybe Chainsaw Massacre, I don't know, or Scream, or it's a huge inspiration for you, and especially in the new one.
Definitely all of our music, not even just the new one. I'm not really inspired too much by real life, like death, gore, etc. I just write about movies in particular, or comics, or just anything that comes from like a macabre arts sense, as opposed to like real life stuff. But yeah, definitely 80s B like rated like horror slasher flicks for sure. Like that's my bread and butter as far as stuff I like to write about.
Okay. So the new album is called Catastrophic Reconfiguration. Could you explain about is it a concept album and directly the continuation of Engrossed in Decay, the previous LP?
It's not a concept album. However, it just simply it means like two things. It's like an allegory on like a post-COVID world where I feel like people kind of took this opportunity back at life for granted and are already back in their old bad habits. And it's kind of just like a question of, did we deserve a second chance, so to say?
Okay.
However, I'm not too like politically based or charged. So really what the song's mainly about is just kind of like the thing being like reanimated, so to say, like bringing something back to life, but then it going super wrong and turning into, again, a horrendous miscreation, so to say. So, yeah, to put it simply, it just basically means a botched new beginning.
Okay. How could you define your music if people never heard about death metal music? I don't know. There are some on Earth, maybe never don't know metal music and especially death metal music. How could you define, by your own words, your music? I know it's a hard question, but
again, just to put it simply, gross but palatable. You know, it has like a gross, nasty, written sound to it, but in the same sense, it's listenable. It's got catchy hooks, like it's not just noise. But yeah, you know, it's kind of a hard question for sure. But yeah, I would just call it gross, but listenable, palatable, enjoyable. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Imagine you meet Beethoven. Beethoven, he was deaf. You understand? Deaf. No?
Yeah.
Beethoven, and so he couldn't. It was only by the rhythm, or I don't know how could he could interpret and create music and understand music and listen his own music.
First, yeah, for someone that like gets it, I would say it's just old school proto death metal, death thrash, similar to early death, early pestilence, Asphyx. Morgoth for sure. I mean, those are all obviously the on the nose ones with the vocals, but musically, Deathstrike, Repulsion, just all that sweet spot stuff from 1985 to like 1990.
Yeah. Early death, the early stuff of death, Montas.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So you make the transition. I'm going to speak about your influences. But you have created your own style. I like the grooves. Sometimes you have more low parts, heavy parts. For example, the song, if I'm right, Pult. I don't know all the tracks, but Pult and another called Bastards, Impulse Bastard, or something.
Twisted Innards.
Yeah. And so among all the, with internet now, YouTube, etc., and there are a lot of channels, a lot of things, a lot of bands emerge with the pandemic, a lot of studio projects. It's very easy it's more easy than 40 years ago to make a band and to rehearse and
accessible,
with Pro Tools, Guitar Pro, etc. So among all the mass of all the bands, I recently saw an interview of Nergal from Behemoth, and ironically he said, "No, today don't launch your band, don't make your music." Oh, it was ironic, but sarcastic, but also it's interesting, also serious, in fact, because actually yes, there are lots of bands. it's complicated for to have a success, to meet people, and especially in extreme music. You don't play pop or hip hop music. So it's not for you. It's you don't care if you play with in front of 20 persons in a club. It's okay in a big festival, but you have to make your networks and to tour a lot and spend money, etc.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. You just gotta network. You gotta just be willing to understand that you're not going to be a rock star and this isn't going to be a career. And
Yeah.
like you just have to truly do it from the passion of your heart, not because it's trendy, not because it's an inside thing right now. Like, I don't know. It's just, I think a lot of bands do stuff for the wrong reasons. And all those
Yeah.
things that they get excited about, I just don't give a shit about,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
blunt about it. I don't know. It's just those things aren't like blinders for me. I just want to play the type of metal that I want to play. I don't care if there's
Yeah.
5 people there or 500 people there. It's just what I'm passionate about and
Yeah.
what
First.
I'm into doing, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's difficult, especially with the oversaturation of so
Yeah.
many different bands. You know what I mean? Anyone and everyone could, like you said, just easily. I don't
Yeah.
want to say easily write and
Yeah.
record, but you know what I mean. It's not a painstaking process any longer. Anyone with a computer can create a band if they
Yeah.
truly wanted to. But yeah, it's just doing what we do and sticking to it, not trying to succumb to trends or whatever the fad is in the moment. And fortunately, it seems to have I guess work out for us. You know, we're still like
Yeah.
a relevant enough band. We're doing well, you know, so I'm stoked about that. But again, it's secondary. I don't care if people buy a
Yeah.
record or not. You know, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. And you have a day job, I guess,
Yeah,
aside. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
all of us
Okay.
do. So,
Have you already toured and played live in France? In Europe?
no,
In Europe? In Europe?
we're trying to get to Europe this summer of 2025.
Okay.
Um, it looks like things are going accordingly. I'm not sure what the routing's going to be yet. I can't really speak too much on it, but you
Okay.
know,
Okay.
hopefully, if
You have
things
plans.
go accordingly, we will see you in Europe in 2025.
Okay, you have plans for that. Okay, I'm come back to your roots and your influences. We just speak about early days. You say Asphyx, but you that what I wanted to talk about that. Your voice, your vocals, especially, and the music, but especially you sing. So you make me think to Unleashed, early nihilist and early stuff of Unleashed, Johnny and Lug,
Yeah,
and Obituary also, and Asphyx and Grave. So all
yeah,
that, it's
definitely.
you grew up with that in Chicago and not Broken Hope or
Well,
Macabre.
with Chicago, it was like bands like Cyanide or Morgue from Joliet, like
More, yeah.
near where we're from. So they were big influences on us. You know,
Not
Macabre, of course.
Broken
But
Up,
like,
no Broken Up.
I don't dislike them, but I never really got too into the like, I don't want to call it slammier because, you know, people are gonna fucking cry about me saying that, but it is more of a brutal, like suffocation style death metal.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
while that stuff's cool, I feel like a lot of it's, I don't want to say samey, but it doesn't stick out to me as much.
Okay.
So again, not so much like Broken Hope, not so much bands like even like Demented Ted. Like they're cool. I don't love them, but like they're cool. Like a lot of like newer old bands, if that makes sense, are cool. Like bands like Cardiac Arrest, I like a lot.
Carcass, maybe early Carcass a bit.
Oh yeah, no. As far as like stuff outside of Illinois, yeah, I love Carcass. You know, Impetigo is a huge influence.
Okay.
Um, but a lot of thrash metal too.
Yeah,
Haunted by Blood,
yeah.
Paul Bailoff, like Exodus era.
Oh, yeah.
That's like my favorite shit. I love Bay Area, like 1985
Okay.
combat thrash metal.
You already meet him, maybe? Met him? No? You already met him? No? Personally?
No,
No?
no. Paul Bailoff passed in
Yeah,
2001. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And I was about
yeah.
4 years old. So yeah, yeah, I did not get to meet him.
Not possible. Okay.
Yeah,
So a mix of influences from Europe and America, in fact. Death metal,
yeah,
maybe
definitely.
American, there's more northern death metal from Europe and American.
Yeah, like Florida death metal, California thrash
Cannibal
metal,
Corpse, maybe a bit.
and then European death metal, like again, Morgoth.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
Benediction, early Napalm Death, early Carcass. Yeah, a lot of UK stuff I like a lot for sure.
yeah,
And I like a lot of like Crust and like stuff like Sacrilege. Um,
yeah. Yes, yeah, yeah, that's still
So
alive.
that's
Yeah, yeah.
like a lot of where the punky kind of influence for sure comes from with us.
Okay, and I come back to the name of the band, Molder. Why did you choose Molder? In fact,
Because it wasn't taken,
okay,
and
copyright.
first and foremost, like I mean, obviously I like the word, I like the meaning behind the word, but yeah, that was it. It just wasn't taken 1,000 times over by, a bunch of bands, and again, I like one word band names. I'm not too picky about it, but I do think that that's usually cooler sounding than like a sentence fragment or whatever. I don't know. It's just less is more. It's simple. And
Okay,
yeah, again, just wasn't ever used. So it was perfect. I didn't have to deal with someone being upset about us using it or whatever. So
okay. The album is already online,
yes.
freely in YouTube, etc. But freely. What are the first critics you have? Now it's released, and there was what was the critics? Where in general the opinion?
Everything's been really, really positive, which is great. As far as everything I've read so far, everyone's rating it very well. They're putting it like high up on their top 10 list of the year. So I'm very gracious and honored that people enjoy it as much as they have and are willing to, I guess, put themselves under the microscope and say such kind things about it because,
Yeah.
it goes a long way and it's very much appreciated.
Okay. About the single video, if I'm right, I haven't seen. I only watched a lyrical video, but no, not lyrical video, but just the cover and video single, but no
Yeah.
animation or a short like a movie, etc. Are you going? If I'm right or wrong?
So there's none with that, and that's just I just don't want to spend our money on it. I'd prefer to like put it towards
Ah,
merch, touring, like the more tangible
oh,
things. Whereas like I don't know, I know it's a cool visual, and it only is going to help like spread the word on it, give
zombies, it will
people
be cool.
a
Yeah,
chance.
yeah,
But in the same sense, I don't want to be gatekeepy or elite. I just feel like most people that already kind of listen to us or like us
yeah,
don't really care about the video part of it. They're more concerned about the music.
yeah,
Like it's more in the vein of again people who are passionate about it as
yeah.
opposed to just getting into it or whatever. But never
Okay.
say never.
Do you have
We might
plans?
have
No.
some live videos or something.
Yeah,
Someone might film something cool, but yeah, I don't have any plans to do like a storyboard
yeah.
miniature movie type of a thing. I just again most of what we write about is already about a movie or something. So like I just feel like bad enough I'm already ripping off the movie talking about it and then add the visuals on top of it and then I'm just remaking the movie. Which could
Okay.
be cool, but
Oh,
again
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's very expensive to do it
yeah,
nicely,
yeah, yeah.
and I don't want to cheap out just for the sake of, well, people want it, so we're going to do it. So if everything aligns, yes, but for now, no.
Okay. But yeah, after you could record shot a video live with live elements, live captation,
Yeah,
and to make for a song okay, okay,
definitely.
okay. I like very much this album because it's various and we can hear so your voice very similar a bit John Lennon or Martin van Drunen from Asphyx or
Mhm.
something like that. So congratulations for that. For me, I see that like a congratulation for me. But for your
For real.
voice, but we can see the bass, and sometimes we in metal bands we can't hear very much the bass. So you yeah, and you like to make groove to put to yeah to put break mosh parts and to start slowly. You wanted to put the bass forward
Oh yeah,
for you.
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think bass is very important, and I think it creates a lot of the nasty atmosphere that's on a lot of the records I enjoy. Um, things like Horrified, Repulsion, or Mental Funeral, or excuse me, rather Separate Survival, even. I mean, Mental Funeral too, but there's just iconic bass sounds, and I just feel like that was very important. Rotterdam, all these bands have like these disgusting bass tones, and they're known for it,
yeah.
and I wanted to put us somewhere in that ballpark of there. I felt like that was important to put in the forefront and not bury in the mix ever. Everything we've ever done, even with our demos, it's always very prominent.
Okay, where did you record it in your home studio or in a studio in Chicago? I don't know.
Um, we had some friends of ours with a basement studio in a
Okay,
local town near us, and we just recorded there. And then old drums were recorded there. Everything else was just done at home in our rooms or basement or whatever. And
And
then
the
we sent it
mix.
to Greg from Earhammer. He's in Death Grave, he's Grain Oil, Autopsy, tons of great
Oh,
bands,
okay.
and super masterful ear. Like he knows what he's doing. Very, very cool dude. Very easy to work with. Highly recommend anyone looking for a damn near perfect sounding record. Hit him
O-
up. He knows what he's doing.
Okay. So congratulations for the sound is very good and old school approach, but very modern and old school at the same time.
Yeah, you know,
Modern in the sense we can hear all the instruments. It's very progressive,
that's
but
very much Greg. He
yeah,
did a great job in making
yeah,
it sound again listenable, palatable. But the
yeah,
approach again,
yeah,
I don't have a lot of money to go to the studio and
yeah.
waste time, so it's just easier to just do it at home.
Next time, next time for the
Yeah.
mix, you could go to the Florida to see Rick Rutan, for example.
Oh yeah, right.
But
Very
it's
cool.
not the same approach. It's not the same
Yeah.
approach. What is your guitar tuning and what are you playing? Your Kelly white Kelly guitar. You have several guitars. What's your guitar tuning? What's your gear?
Uh, we play in C standard.
Is standard.
Uh, I have a Jackson soloist that I usually play. The
Okay.
video like online is like a BC Rich Mockingbird or whatever.
Ah yeah.
I play that sometimes at practice, but my main guitar is like a red and silver crackle Jackson soloist. I use a PV Triple X head.
Okay.
I don't really use any pedals. Like, I have a noise gate. I just ordered some pedals from Michael Klein Audio, so that'll be
Okay.
featured in some of our future stuff. But as for right now, I'm pedalless, raw dogging it, just
Okay.
using the amp for the tone itself. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, and then our other guitarist Carlos also uses PV. Sometimes uses Carbon. He's got a V3 head that he
Ah, yeah.
uses live,
Yeah.
and it's a great head. And then he uses Jackson guitars as well. He's got several. Um, and then Dominic uses Ampeg bass
Okay.
head. I'm not sure what the actual head is. And he uses Dunnable bass guitars.
Okay. Okay. Pickups, passive, active. Oh,
We're all passive.
passive.
Dominic's bass might have active in it. I'm not sure. He's
Yeah.
got a pretty nice bass,
Ah, yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I prefer passive. I just like to not have to worry about a battery and additional wiring and whatever else. But
Okay.
Seymour Duncan JB's, as I believe, is what I
Ah,
got in
yeah.
my Jackson.
Okay. 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 What are your last favorite movies like you have seen recently maybe inspire you in this new album? What are your favorite movies or horror movies?
Just for like stuff that's come out recently, I really enjoyed The Substance. I thought that was a really fun, good watch with Demi Moore.
Ah,
It
yeah.
just came out and it's doing well. It's an interesting movie. It's got a lot of homage to a lot of classic stuff,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I appreciated it. I mean, it's not reinventing the wheel, but if you enjoy just like
Yeah.
I guess an old school kind of approach to
Or
flicks in a modern
thriller from
way,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
definitely check that out. I liked Maxine for what it was. It was probably my least favorite
Yeah.
of the trilogy, but
Yeah.
it was still a fun watch. Late Night with the Devil was a really fun one this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, just like I
Yeah.
like stuff that again pays homage to like a more classic approach or whatever. But
Okay.
yeah, those
Okay.
three for sure I enjoyed a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Substance though, that was the one. I really liked that. That was good.
Okay. To conclude, what do you want to add about this third album now available and Catastrophic Reconfiguration? And what do you want to add for French and metalheads in general? Maybe European metalheads.
I don't really have much to say other than the album is now officially out on just about all streaming platforms, if that's your thing. If you like cassettes, you can hit up Head Split Records. If you like tape or excuse me, if you like CD or vinyl, you can
I
hit up
know.
Prosthetic Records. Um, it's available through Amazon. You can get it on our Bandcamp. It's available through, like I said, those two web stores. If you're looking for merch, stuff like that, Inferno merch store is really good as far as getting t-shirts
On
out for us.
on
Hell's
prosthetic.
Headbangers has a ton of different stuff for us, shorts, hoodies, shirts, etc. So
Yeah.
if you're into it and you like it, it's pretty accessible. Check it out.
And who has made the cover artwork of the album of Catastrophic Reconfiguration?
All right, let me just pull up his name because I don't want to incorrectly say it.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah,
So
no problem. But
this new album,
Julian Mora Ibanez or
okay,
Julian Felipe Mora Ibanez, he's on Instagram and he's like killing it right now. He's doing
okay,
tons and tons and tons of stuff. So keep
okay,
your eyes out for him because he's great.
okay. So, congratulations for this last album, this new album, available on Prosthetic Records, and keep on like that. Very good stuff. We like it, and thank you for the interview, Aaren.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you
you
very
taking
much.
the time to do this.